Family mediation is a difficult conversation.
It's an impartial, non-confrontational way of resolving issues when a relationship breaks down.
I've seen clients 6, 7, 8, even 10 years on who've come back to discuss university costs, perhaps a move to another area, change of schools, all sorts of things.
It's the sort of conversation that needs to be had, but you can't quite manage it on your own, either because you're a bit afraid to go there or because it might end up in a row. Generally, most of our work is in the context of couple breakdown, whether they're married or unmarried, whether they've got children or no children. When a relationship breaks down, there are usually some issues to address. And because the relationship's broken down, it can be difficult for them to manage it.
It's an alternative to your traditional court legal process where you instruct solicitors, you might end up going to court. And the goal of family mediation is to help people find their own solutions to problems, to avoid all the delay and the costs and the conflict of going to court.
So we meet with each of the clients separately to start with, and they have an hour on their own. And those sessions are really important because it's a client's opportunity to ask all the questions they might have, raise any concerns they might have, to meet the mediator and see whether they feel that there's a rapport with them. Once we've met with both people, then we can look to arrange joint sessions where you would come into the room together and have a number, I would say on average 2 or 3 joint sessions to look at whatever the issues are to be discussed.
When a relationship breaks down, there are usually 3 areas that we look at.
If they're married, number 1 is kind of the divorce process and giving them all the information about what to expect. You know, we have a kind of fairly archaic system in the UK still, although it's changing, which is good news. But we talk them through the different ways in which they can move things forward with the divorce. Second area is children. So if they have children, it really is thinking carefully about the arrangements for the children now and how those arrangements might look in the future, and looking at some of the factors that can affect children when their parents separate. And then the third big area is the finances. And in that area, we work all the way through in looking at, helping them reach a set of proposals that work, that are kind of unique for their family.
Money and children are really divisive issues, and so it's inevitable that there's going to be a lot of emotion surrounding those. But it's our job as a mediator to ensure that discussions are civilised, that there's no name calling, that people are able to talk about these things, and make measured decisions, because they're going to have an impact for the next 20, 30 years. So it's important that they do them well.
We help them come to their own conclusions, and we in the process remain completely impartial. We don't take sides, although the one thing I would say is that a family mediator will usually be child focused, and based on all the research that there is about how children are affected when mums and dads split up, we enable a very strong voice on behalf of the child and the child's best interests in the discussions between mum and dad that take place in family mediation. And I have to be honest and say that's what motivates me. I'm completely impartial between mum and dad, but as far as I'm concerned, I represent the interests of the children who don't take part in the discussions but have very, very clear interests, and their whole childhood will be affected by the outcome. So it's a child-focused process as well as a difficult conversation.